Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Jimmy. I'm here with the Xt1 and the Xe2. Today we're going to be talking about, well, an add-on to the previous video that I talked about, the ES electronic shutter. I talked about how there's some benefits to using the ES electronic shutter, and one of them is you can adjust the sound. Now some people did point out that while talking about the volume for the ES is great, how you can be silent when you're taking pictures, it doesn't make sense to not talk about how to silence the entire camera, the system for the camera. And that's a really great point. Let me explain. If you're trying to be quiet during a ceremony at graduation, for example, and you're taking pictures and you're silent because you're respectful to everybody because you watch my videos and you learn this really cool tip, and then you say, hey, I want to change to black and white, and you're hunting around your menu and you go beep, 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 because you forgot to turn off or adjust the sound for the system, not just for the actual picture taking. Turn on your camera and let's go. Press menu here to get into the menu. Press left to go ahead and jump down to the first wrench. That refers to the parameters within the camera, the operation, okay? So press right. Because we're going to change the sound of the camera, that doesn't really have much to do with the picture taking. So press down and go to sound setup. Now you recognize this before from the ES video, but we haven't talked about this, the operation volume. You see the operation volume for me is already off. You might have it here. Okay, the 3 bars meaning it's the maximum volume. Now listen, that's the sound it makes when you're navigating the menu. Okay, so you don't want to be quiet when you're taking pictures and then loud when you're navigating the menu. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So press right here to adjust the operation volume of your camera. Did you hear that difference? Want it quieter, quieter still, and completely silent. If you want it completely silent, press off. I just pressed back and now I'm just testing it. If you can listen, it's completely silent when you're operating the camera and you're just moving about in the menu. Okay, so that's really important to know, and if you definitely want to practice this ahead of time so you're not sitting there trying to figure this out and making beeping noises as you go in a very quiet function. Okay, so here is the Xe2, and I wanted to show you guys it's pretty similar with one minor difference. Turn your camera on, press menu, the center button right here, and press left, jump through to the first wrench. That's pretty identical to the Xt1. Press the right arrow here, and you can go to sound setup, which is the same thing as you saw in the Xt1. The operation volume right now is at maximum. Press right and press off. Okay, now you notice you're not hearing anything, and that leads me to the next point with the Xe2. There is another way to silence this camera. Press left here. Notice the silent mode right here. In the Xt1 there isn't a silent mode that I saw. So for some reason the Xe2 has it. So mine says on, which explains why it's quiet right now. If you go silent mode and press the right arrow and press off, now it says off right there instead of on. Now listen. It's making sounds as you navigate. Now I can go to sound setup and adjust the operation volume to be quieter, quieter still, and off this way. So if you want to just do a quick silent mode, just go ahead and use the silent mode here and just press it on. Now it's nice and quiet. For me, my personal taste is that I like to have the sound on. I think it kind of adds a little something when I press down or up in the navigation. It has a little beep. It kind of tells me that it's moving. You know, it's more for concrete moving and navigation in the menu. As far as the ES and the MS, the electronic shutter and the mechanical shutter, I like the sounds that the camera makes. So my thing is, I bought the very expensive camera. I want it to make as much noise as possible. And I don't do too many quiet functions or private functions that need to be very quiet. So, but it's good to know that if I were to do those functions, I'm not going to be crapping my pants last minute figuring out how to quiet the thing. I'll already know how to do that, and now you will too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We have a lot more in-depth videos coming up. I have a lot more planned, including talking about your comments and your questions right here and sharing them with everybody else who has these types of cameras. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate the likes, the video shares, and the subscribes. I do notice and I appreciate them very much. Thank you very much.